What is up, you guys? My name is Caitlin Gabrielle, and I know that it's been forever since I posted on any social media platform. But I'm back, and today I am bringing back a new series, and that is called The Creative's Corner. Oftentimes, when being a creative, we only show the finished product, the finished song, the finished dance, the finished film, and we never really show our audience the in between time, the behind the scenes, the struggle to get through writer's block, the struggle to come up with the next idea for our video. We never show that, and I feel like there's not really a lot of discussion when it comes to being a creative full time. So that's what this is for. What happens when the curtains are closed, when you're by yourself, when there's no audience? What's going on through your brain when you are not putting on a performance? What are your thoughts telling you? That is what this series is for. It's to show the real, raw, and transparent moments of being a creative. So for episode 1, we're going to talk on the topic of why me. When I'm having those hard moments as a creative, sometimes I'll ask myself, dang, why did God choose me to do this? Why was I tasked to this assignment? Why was this given to me? Because I'll be like, you picked the wrong person. But God does not do anything wrong, of course. I actually see in the Bible how God chose those who were low. He chose those who wouldn't necessarily fit into the crowd to be the ones that fulfill his assignments. You can think of people like Moses, David, Gideon, Esther. All those people were not supposed to be in the places they were in by the status quo, but God still used them to release different messages out into the world. So that shows us that every assignment that we've been given, we're fully capable to accomplish them, even though we're scared. I recently heard about the story of Gideon. My mom, she was explaining the story of Gideon. The Israelites were being under attack, and when they were being under attack, there was a man named Gideon, and Brody was like, hey, y'all not about to come over here, y'all not about to get me, they're not about to snatch me up, okay? Everybody else can get God. I'ma still do my job with this wheat and stuff, but I'm not about to get God. So he hid. He was hiding. And God actually came to him and was like, hey, buddy, you are a mighty man of valor. And he was like, what? God was like, yeah, you, why, with your scared self, you are going to be the one that defeats the enemy. Gideon was like, huh? God was like, yes. Gideon was like, okay, bet. If that's so, then I'm going to leave. And if you're real, your presence has to stay here. I'm going to go. I'll be back with the sacrifice. He went. He came back with the sacrifice. God was still there. Now, it gets good. When he's about to go into battle, he's kind of like hesitant. He's kind of like, Lord, I don't really know if this is right. You know, you keep saying I'm gonna overtake a group of people, but I'm not really sure about that. God was like, okay, if you're still uncertain and if you're still afraid, you can take your friend and go and listen in on their conversation. Gideon did just that, and pretty much one of the men they were going against had a dream saying that, hey, this dude named Gideon, he about to take us over. Gideon was like, alright, I got all the confirmation I need. He did what God asked him to do. He overtook the enemy. And yes, he was a mighty man of valor. Something that also stuck out to me in the book was, though Gideon was scared, God really stuck it out with him. He didn't just leave him like, okay, this boy's scared, like I picked the wrong one. Like, Gideon asked for a sign like a good 3-4 times in that book, and God was like, okay, here you go. I think there was one moment where he was like, I'm gonna take like this wool and let every place else be dry except for the wool, or let everything else be filled with dew except for the wool. It was he asked God for a lot. Okay, he was asking, his requirements were a lot. He was like, Lord, I don't know. My faith is a little shaky, but yet you're still with me. And I don't know, that was just very inspiring to me, because oftentimes it's kind of like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing here. Even with Moses, I just thought of that. Even with Moses, Moses had a speech impediment. And there was one moment where he was kind of doubtful, like, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to say these things that you're giving me. I'm having a hard time relaying that message. God was like, I'm going to give you Aaron. Aaron will be the person that speaks for you. I was just like, look at God. So that also shows us that everything that God's given us to do, He's already equipped us to do it. He's equipped us with the people to get it done. He's equipped us with the relationships to get it done. I just find that so cool. Even Esther was not supposed to be up in that palace. Esther was so out of place. Esther was not supposed to be there. But it just so happens that she's the wife of the king, and she is able to have his ear and be like, hey, listen, I know you're trying to take these people out, but how about not? How about we don't do that? And he was like, oh, cool, gotcha. And it was just amazing. And one of my favorite scriptures from Esther is Esther 4:14. Perhaps this is a moment for which you were created. And it was just like, it was crazy, because her cousin was like, hey, listen, okay, fine. If you don't do it for us, that's fine. It's going to get done. You just won't be able to benefit from the fruits of it being done. And she was like, I got you, cousin. I got you. So in the Bible, like, we literally see God just showing up for the people that He set out to do assignments for. Like, and I find that so cool. And something that I often say is like, okay, if God gave me like 1,000% confidence, I'd probably be a fool out here. But something that is interesting about all those Bible stories that I shared was that, hey, all those people, they all seeked God for every single thing that it was that they were trying to do. No one by themselves, on their own, was able to accomplish those goals. Yes, God equipped them for it, but He didn't do it to the point where it's like they don't have to lean and depend on Him. There was still a little bit of a stretch and a pull to where it's like, okay, Jesus, I'm scared. Lord, I need a sign. Like, it was still that. And I don't think, it's not to make us scared or to make us be like fearful of the call, but I think really it's just to be like, okay, know who gave this to you, know who's really about to get you through it, for real. So with that, God is not a promoter of fear. God actually says be strong and courageous. So there's no reason to be scared. Even when talking about the story of Gideon in Judges 6 verse 23. But God said to him, peace to you. Don't be afraid, for you will not die. Listen, because sometimes the situation, I be feeling so scared to the point where I'm like, it's almost like you get paralyzed from fear. So that's a biblical perspective about being afraid, being fearful. The Bible also says be anxious for nothing, be strong and courageous. There's a lot of scripture out there, and even if you're looking from a secular point of view, you have Julie Cameron, who wrote The Autistic Way, which I really, really enjoy this book. I'm starting it over. We might vlog it, I don't know. But she even says in her book that people oftentimes, like, there's so much fear around something that's like something dire will happen. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not gonna die. So that's why, like, when I read that scripture, I was like, you ain't, Lord, because it'd be that serious. Mentally, it'd be that serious. It'd be like, please don't take me out. And it's not, it's really not. This guy's like, you're not gonna die. It's okay. You're not gonna die. And I love him for that. Also, there's so much scripture of, like, God just taking care of his kids. Like, it was like, hey, like, if I take care of the lilies in the field, how much more will I take care of you? The birds, they don't fight for their food. Yes, they eat every single day. I don't know the scripture verbatim. I'm not a preacher, but I know the gist. And you know what I'm trying to say. Pretty much, God will provide for you. Period. Birds don't put their hands to the plow, but yet they eat. And a lily of a field, all that dang do was swaying. And yet it's taken care of. So I just feel like God, so good. So good. And if He's giving you the call to do it, go forth and do it. I would say for myself, I have actually gotten prophecy about my dancing. And though I've received that word of confirmation from my leader, who I deeply, I know the man is man of God, he be on it. He be on it. Like, though I have that word that I can go back and listen to, I still have fear about things. And when that man said, "You will not die," I was like, oh, he's talking to me. Because, I want to do it right so bad that it's just like, it's dire if I mess up. It's dire if I don't show up 150% correct. It's dire. That's how it feels on the inside of me. But God's already released the word to me. So all I have to do is just show up and be obedient to the call. Something that I think will help with those nervous feelings is simply positive affirmations to yourself. Know that your artwork, it's been given to you for a reason. There are people waiting to see you make your art. It's actually kind of crazy, for real. I'll say my social media. I have not posted, y'all know, I haven't posted in a while, especially on YouTube, but my TikTok has been bare bones too. And someone came up to me, I can't think of when it was, but someone came up to me and were like, "Hey, I haven't seen any of your videos in a little while, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, blah 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 blah," coming up with excuses. And I just kind of brushed it off. But I mean, I appreciated the fact that it was like, oh wow, someone actually paid attention to something that I was doing. And, they came to me and said, "Hey, do it." I was even in the car, actually. I was in an Uber ride. I was actually vlogging. But you guys have not seen the vlog. But I was actually vlogging. And the girl was like, "Oh my god, are you an influencer?" She was like, "I've seen you before. I told you that you should be an influencer." Mind you, I hadn't seen that girl ever in my life from Adam. I don't know that lady. I did not know that lady. I did not know that lady. And she was saying, "Yeah, I know you. I've picked you up before. And, you're so pretty. You really need to do this content creation thing. You can make money, blah, 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 blah." And I'm just sitting there, with my mouth, Lord, I went on that trail to give positive affirmations to yourself. What does God say that you are? I'll leave some affirmations in the description box so you guys can read them and copy and paste them in your notes app or wherever you look at often and read them out loud for yourself, So we now know that we're fully equipped to do whatever it is that has been placed on our heart. Whether that's write a song, whether that's film videos, whether that's write a script, whatever the case may be, we are fully equipped to do it. Is it going to come to you easy? No. But has God equipped you? Yes. So, now, what do? Take action. I'm doing that today. All you have to do is do one creative thing a day. One thing that's going to take you a step further into whatever the project is. For example, if you're trying to write a film, and you're like, my film is going to be in the southern 1940s, based in Macon, Georgia. I don't know why we did the accent, but just go with it. And I need a little bit of inspiration about how to get the accents down and how to get that rural twang. Go watch some Netflix movies and get that inspiration. You see how quick and easy it is to go watch a movie? Go watch a movie. Go watch a movie that can inspire you. And then you can grab your computer or iPad or whatever and start writing stuff down. Just literally, I saw a man. I was watching this one TikTok popped up on my For You page, and he was literally saying it takes a second to just type one thing down. Type one thing down. A word. I promise you, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't consider myself a writer, but I really haven't popped out with my writing skills. But my mom's a writer, so I know that naturally I'm a writer. I just sit down on my computer and I just be getting ideas. Getting ideas. And I'm a visual person. I'm more of a visual. I don't know why I tap my brain, but that's really how the ideas come to me. Like I see the image or see the vision in my head, and I just type down what I see, and I put the dialogue in there that fits it. It's crazy, bruh. It's crazy. And yeah, just start writing. Just start writing. I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect. I'm not going to say that it's going to be film ready, but I'm telling you, it's like you'll feel inspired by just starting to write. You know, you'll feel inspired. You wanna know how I felt inspired? Actually, you wanna know how? I charged up this little microphone, and that's really what got me to be like, I really need to get back to my content creation. Let me plug up my mic. It was literally as simple as plugging this bad boy in. I'm just saying. So yeah, guys, just take small actions. It's just like, hey, I really need to get in the zone and be like, okay, Lord, give me some creative ideas that I can act on, that you can actively do. Because sometimes I think when we look at the big picture, I know me, I have a good 10 ideas that are just stuck in a notebook. 10 ideas. A whole bunch of stuff that are just stuck. And it's like, okay, Lord, what can I do to get one step closer to that goal being accomplished? And you can start by having a playlist, and that'll get you inspired and help you with your soundtrack for your film. When it comes to dance, I just pull up a random playlist and I just play music, and I try to give myself the freedom to dance and to just start moving and to just start choreographing. And that's the best way to do it. Or to even just write down what it is that you see. You know what I'm saying? What do you see? What do you see your film being? What's the end result? Write it down. Different steps like that will definitely help you complete those goals. And it's just one creative thing a day. So, let's create. God made us in His image. He makes no mistakes. If He's giving you the idea, and you know, like it's this burning feeling where it's like, dang, I know I should be doing XYZ. Dang, every day, dang, I know I should be doing XYZ. You in the grocery store shopping, dang, I know I should be doing XYZ. Get started and do XYZ. Just start anywhere. Start in the middle. If you have like the end of the play, write the end of the play. Write the end of the play. It's okay. No one's gonna know. You don't want to die with those ideas just stuck in your brain. You owe it to the world to at least put it out there. Don't worry about if it's going to be successful or not, if it's going to make you viral. Don't worry about all of that. But you at least owe it to the world and to yourself to at least put it out there. At least give it a try. Okay? This actually turned out way better than I thought it would. And I actually feel inspired now. So that feels good. So, hopefully, if I feel inspired, you will feel inspired as well. If this helped you at all, you can subscribe. You can give it a like. I don't know if we have the hype feature yet, but if you see that hype button, you can click the hype button. And then share this with another creative, and subscribe to the channel because I definitely will be coming out with more videos like this in the Creative Corner. Alright, I'm Caitlin Gabrielle. Y'all have a good day. Bye!